So they borrow what was in Old Testament in the New Testamental culture. And the book of Hebrews is one of the strongest book in the scripture. And if that book can be able to look upon the archives after they study the entire Old Testament, they borrow small. And they say, who will make his angels? Spirit. So we are not doubting the fact that God made angels to be spirit. It's not a thing that we should doubt. He's trying to acclaim and actually accredit to the status that the scripture has recorded in the Old Testament that angels were meant to be spirit. Is that okay? But he went further to let us understand his ministers are what? A flaming fire. His ministers are not preachers. His ministers are not apostles. Ministers are not prophets. They are not teachers. They are not secretary. They are not vice president. They are flame of fire. That's the reason. It's how to preserve you within the nature of that calling you call yourself. So I don't care whether you are an apostle, you are a prophet, you are a bishop, you are an evangelist, you are a deacon. Our common denominator as a factor is a flame of fire. Another scripture, a fiery flame. The devil will not be afraid of you until you burn like that. That is why the devil will be burned. There is a nature, there is a level to which fire will be hitting that even spirit themselves will run away. So at the tail end, the punishment that will be given unto spirits that are troubled the earth right now is that there is a lake that burns with fire. Hell is just a destination for spirit. There is a lake designed to deal with spirit. And it doesn't matter whether the tell spirit cannot die, but there is an ecosystem to punish them. And if you don't understand how you have to punish the nature upon which is inside of you to bring yourself to confines alignment, is the nature called a flaming fire. You cannot cast out demons if you don't understand this nature. You'll be one with them. You cannot say go and they will go. You can't speak and it will be born in the heart of man except you understand this. And one of the things about this fire is that it consumes you first before you consume others. And so the reason why another designation of a believer is this is because that is our only way to survive in a world like this. No wonder the believers were demanded to isolate themselves until they receive fire from heaven. That is the reason. I don't know about you, but have you made contact with the fire of God? There is something referred to as the fire of God. That was the thing that our fathers of old survived by. In the days of the prophet, when you joke with them, you see fire. There's a reason. It's because the only thing that answered there is one of the ways that God proved himself is a God of. When the fire comes, it consumes. When was the last time you bring out fire? You breathe out fire. In fact, to make the matter worse, a time came the apostles were moving about and they asked Jesus, should we call down? It was a common thing among them because the ministers are meant to be flames of. When was the last time you called down fire? Because so far as I'm concerned, the devil has called his fire upon you and it has consumed you. And if another fire consumes you because you are not fire enough, a day came, they were wise even in Babylon, and they gathered the saints of God and they put them in a furnace. It's meant to punish those that do not have fire, but they don't know that fire does not burn fire. So when they put them there, they purify them the more. But eventually they were not spiritual. They put them in the place where they should be spiritual. They have not entered there for so long, and when they put them there, suddenly the fourth man appear. Have you seen a fourth man before? You have not come within the coals of fire. Tarry in Jerusalem until you are endued with fire from on high. Another testimony of a believer is his ability to carry fire. If you have never touched the fire of God, you can't survive. You are not one of us. We don't know you. I don't care how you sing well. I don't care your voice. You see, our brothers, them Theophilus Sunday, they don't have a nice voice. What they had, fire. Men that have a nice voice, we don't know where they are. Have you heard about the guy that said, I pledge allegiance to the Lamb with all my strength, with all I have, I will seek to honor. You can sing a good song and go to hell. You can't carry fire and go to hell. It's not possible, my friends. Fire is supposed to burn everything that doesn't look like God. We are not interested in the lyrics of your song, how nice it appeared to the soul, how good it is a blues, because serpent himself came from the coals of fire. The Satan fell from a coals of fire. Men that were anointed fell. Men, princes that were anointed, the Bible says it shall come to pass when you will perish like one of the beasts. You know why? Because even angels left their first estate and they came upon the face of the earth and they saw the daughters of men and they defied them. Do you know why? a nature was lost. The devil is not afraid of your face, my friend. He's only afraid of your fire. Maintain that stature, wear that garment. Anywhere you appear with it. You can't die cheaply. The last time you will go to your village, you go with fire. If you go with a bag, they don't go here. Go with fire. Many of us came from terrible villages where they kill everybody that visit the village. When we went with fire, the people ran away. We shake them, they were going far. With the way we bring our hand, they say, when are you leaving the village? And immediately we enter the village, people begin to die. Why? Fire! Fire brings judgment, my friend. And sometimes when the fire of God comes, it begins to judge by default. So there is a separation that happens by fire. If I release fire here now, there is a separation. Men of darkness will go, men of light will go. There is a sword that burneth. So John the Baptist was a burning and a shining light. And according to scripture, he remained where? In the wilderness until the day of his showing forth unto Israel. One of the dangers of our today's society is to release men without what? Light and fire. Because the day you are released without light and fire, you will die. Why? Because there's a need for you to still go and contact it again. The upper room experience is not a once upon a time experience. It's your dwelling place. Every time you remain there. So Bible says they isolate themselves to their company and they gather there. In the day they were threatened, they return back there. They know where they can gain strength. Speak no more in his name. When they gather back there again, they contact fire and they appear. Do you know your place of advantage? You thought it's the stage. You thought it's your office. You thought it's your room. And you lied. The Bible says he remained in the wilderness until the day of his showing forth. I don't know where you can create that secure place. It can be anywhere, but there must be a consciousness that that place is a place where you must make contact with fire and light. If you only carry light, you will have good revelation of scripture, but demonic spirit will become compatible with you. But when you carry fire, even if you don't know how to quote any scripture, there are men that don't know so much scripture, my friends, but anytime spirit see them, they run away. When they saw Jesus, they began to run. Have you come to deal with us and cast us before our time? They know their time, but fire cannot allow their time. He said, go now. Many years ago, I used to be possessed. You won't believe it. Many years ago, I was so demonized. So when I gave my life to Christ, I graduate from being possessed to being demonized. Because a believer may not be possessed, but he can be demonized. So because of the kind of background I came from, I was a smoker, I was a drunkard, I was a cultist. Yes, we were part of the cultists in science school last year here. And so because of the kind of people we are, we were doing all kinds of things, breaking people's house, stealing from their shop, raping people, doing all kinds of things, you know. So we were naturally inclined. There was a spirit that worked in us, even we know. So anytime we see people fighting, we slap the other person and collect the fight, because there is something in us that must just do something. So the day we were writing WAEC, we were the one that say, this invigilator coming, let's go and punch his tire. Let's punch the tire first. Let's punch. If there is no trouble, we cannot rest, because spirit move to cause things happen. And so we knew that we are not doing the things we are doing because we want to do it. Something is making us do it. You know, there are many of you that are behaving the way you don't want to behave. I know the reason. A spirit is helping you. Because you yourself know that that is not you.